Welcome to class. It's week 8 now, and we're just about to wrap things up. The upcoming video will give you a little bit of background about the assignments that are coming up this week. We have a discussion post, and we have a presentation, a PowerPoint presentation that you'll be putting together, which is related to the paper that you finished in week number 7. So we're going to be looking at some ideas that you might put into the PowerPoint presentation. So sit back and spend a few minutes listening to and watching the presentation so that you're sure you know what you're going to be trying to do this week. If you have any questions, you know how to get in touch with me. I'd just like to say that it's been a pleasure to work with you this course, and I look forward to seeing you in the future. Goodbye and good luck. This week we have 2 assignments. You have your discussion post and also a PowerPoint presentation that you'll be turning in. Just the slides, not the audio. So let's take a look at the discussion post first. The topic is somewhat of a summary of what you've learned during this particular class. How you feel that your understanding, perspective on strategic management is different than it was when you began the class. And also how what you've learned may be integrated or incorporated into other classes that you've had, so that if you looked back and sort of said, well, now knowing what I know about strategy and how companies have to think strategically, how could I look at what I've learned in other classes? How would that be important? Perhaps to look back on some of our discussion questions and some of the papers that you've been working on. That would also give you some ideas about what you might put in there. Because it's a fairly small class, there can't be a whole lot of discussion back and forth about it, but I'd like to hear from you about what you think your most important learning event was during this particular class. The other thing that we've got to do is a PowerPoint presentation. And here you're going to be looking at your paper that you wrote for week 7 and taking the major ideas from that paper and putting them into a PowerPoint format. Now, I warned you last week this was going to be happening, so that hopefully you saved some ideas and perhaps some pictures and things that you might be able to use when you put together your PowerPoint presentation. The presentation itself should cover the major areas of your paper, so when you look down your outline and you see the executive summary and you see this, I would expect to see at least one slide covering each one of those particular areas. When you're ready to turn in your presentation, there's no safe assign for PowerPoints at this point, so you're going to go to the assign submission. You'll browse your computer. You'll find the file that you've created, your PowerPoint file. You'll click on the Browse Computer button and then find it. And then you may want to add a comment or two, but that's not necessary. And then you will submit. I like, as you can tell, some variety. I don't like in my PowerPoint presentations, I am not particularly interested in simply having cut and pasted paragraphs from the written work itself. That doesn't really add anything, and since you're not going to be narrating or adding audio, you've got to think of visual effects that you might be able to use to punch up your presentation. That's what I'll be looking for, not only just pure information but also visual appeal. Otherwise we could just read the paper. So the keys to success are similar to every week. Make sure that you're using comments that I've supplied to improve your writing, and if you have any questions, make sure that you ask about them before you proceed on. Get your initial discussion post in early, and this week's PowerPoint presentation is going to be worth 10% of your total grade. Make sure you cover the major topics that you put in your paper, and make a effort to convince whoever the reader might be that your recommendations for the company's strategy, what they should be following, actually make sense. Okay, so the presentation is not only supposed to be a review of your paper, but also kind of a sales pitch for your particular ideas. I'd like to say that I've enjoyed the class, and it's been good working with you all. and I look forward to probably seeing you again in a future class. So good luck with this week's assignment, and good luck in your future classes. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much.